Every time I open my eyes, I get so I can get you out of my I gotta learn how to sing. I really got I got final confirmation of this. I need to really we need voice lessons. I'll tell you what, if I knew how to sing, I would never have to work a day in my life. Just to let y'all know. I would be killing it if I knew how to sing and play keys. That would be easy work. I would literally just be like, okay, I just need give me I'll just I because I would already know who to hire to help me out. That would be easy work. I'm talking about easy work. I already know who to hire if I knew how to sing. Sorry, if I knew how to sing. Yes, sir. Pyro, oh, shout out to a warband member, Henoch. He says Puniti salute. I remember one dude because I had told him what state I was from, and his name was like Prophecy or something, and he said, "Dude, I think I." He said, "I'm from the same state. Are you sure I haven't seen you before?" I'm like, "I don't know." He said, "Maybe if I see you, I'm gonna say the magic word." Now that hasn't happened yet. you know, hopefully he didn't just go up to some random ninja that looked like me. It was just like Puniti, and the dude was probably looking at him like, "Oh man!" Shout out to Pyro in the chat. He says there should be a law aging people who can't sing. He says you need to master your vocal pitches. I'd be killing it. I'm talking about in the circuit, especially the circuit that I'm in right now. I'd be killing it if I could sing. All I would do was hire. I would hire because I already know the drummer who to hire. Somebody I just met. I already know. Now bass player might be hard to find. It's not a whole bunch of like great bass player. And then there was one bass player that like say if there's one bass player that I knew at the time who if I did started singing, I would have hired her, but she went viral. So I can't hire her no more. Right? Um the guitarist who I would choose at guitar, I know who I would choose. I have actually a lot of people that I can choose from to hire. Um and then I would get a second keyboard player to back me up. And then but the second keyboard player, he or she would need to know how to sing as well to help me out. That would help. That would help a lot. Instead of just hiring another singer, it would be nice to hire another singer, but that somebody that could also play an instrument as well. So, or if oh, actually, now that I mention it, now I know who to hire. If that time comes, I know exactly who to hire. I'm gonna hire my boy. It's this one guitarist I know, super talented, and he can sing. Shout out to Henoch. He said, "Chris, it's been a minute, man." Shout out to Henoch, man. But man, shout out to the War Band. By the way, isn't it interesting? He says, "How you been, man?" The same old, same old. Even if I'm doing good, I'm just gonna say same old. But he says pyro salute. But yeah, I got if I learned how to sing, I know exactly who to hire. Bass player would have to be a bass. Actually, I know who to hire for bass. I know exactly who to hire for bass. I don't know if he would accept it, but I would. I know exactly who to hire. But anyways, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny looking at this inside the manosphere stuff? This is some interesting stuff. Um, I gotta call out the manosphere here, just in general. I gotta call out the manosphere, or particularly the clout chasers in this space, or whatever space you want to call it. You should have known that Louis Theroux was trying to do a hit piece on you. I'm like, do you guys want they want to chase clout so bad. They're such in pursuit of clout. Oh man. There was somebody on the stream. Enoch, watch this. There was somebody on the stream that I did last week relating to this topic, and he was saying, "Hey man, uh, uh, all exposed, yeah." He basically pulled a Joan Rivers quote. All publicity is good publicity, and I was like, that's that. Nah, I don't believe in that. I really don't believe in that. It's good publicity either way. No, I don't believe in that. That's just me. McClout. Exactly. Literally. Oh, this is a good look for. I'm like, bro, don't you guys understand? It's not, dude. You talking about the red pill space, the manosphere, whatever you want to call it, anything that uplifts men, and if you any content relating to uplifting men or putting men on game, it's you're a terrorist basically. They're not. If there's somebody coming to interview you or whatever, it's not out of good faith. And there's a reason why they went after the content creators they went after. They said in the beginning of the documentary, the beginning of it, we are going to highlight the most extreme and loudest names that we know of. Oh, but man, all publicity is good publicity. What kind of whole ass niggas are we raising, man? They're not gonna come in good faith. And then on top of that, you have Myrone, who's shocked. Oh, you see, I have the unedited. People are not gonna look at that. Of course, he edited it. He's Jewish. Louis Theroux made a hit piece. Of course he is. Of course he's gonna do that. What like do you? I don't know. People don't do their research. It's but just to let you guys know, I found the link to the documentary, so I bootlegged it. I didn't go on Netflix and watch it. No, somebody posted it on the site, and I'm in the middle of watching it right now. It is it's actually a funny documentary. It's actually a funny documentary, but don't pay for it. Just there's certain websites that you can go to, and then you can watch it. B. Watkins says many zimps wish death upon me. Undead Chronic. Shout out to Watkins in the chat. Enoch said, to be fair, as long as it's not illegal or morally and ethically corrupt, I kind of agree, I guess. Panther Man says, "Hey, on the afternoon stream, yeah. I'm not tired this time. Usually, I'm tired around this time. That's why I usually don't stream. But I got a different type of energy today. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyways, Panther Man says Myrone and Tate are both agents or the sons of one. That's why they use them. Yeah, that is also true as well. Then, mind you, look at this. Hold on. Remember the list that they made? Let me see if I still have that list in my inventory. Remember this list right here? Remember the male supremacy scale metric? I'm like, out of all the people, they always focus on Fresh and Fit, right? And Tate. And then if not Tate, then he'll go Just Pearly things. And if not Just Pearly, they'll just leave it alone. And then maybe Sneeko and one of these people. But the reason why they don't use Sneeko as much is because he's denounced the manosphere, and he's such a flip flopper that you can't really. It's so many other people that they can go for. It's interesting. They don't want to, like I say, they don't want to touch Sandman, which is I've always noticed that, but they always want to demonetize his stuff. This is some very interesting stuff when you start talking about the the agenda. He said, "Now I sound like a offense." Nah. Because the hit piece, the Inside the Manosphere hit piece, was a joke in and of itself. So it's not. It's really not something that like I'm more mad at the clout chasers. Here's my unedited footage of. I'm like, nobody gonna want to see that. Remember the with Andrew Wilson's thing with the 6 hour debate with the Charlie Transformer chick, the woman that was transitioning to be a man but then decided to stay a woman. They that one clip almost ruined him. And you had his fans talking about, but you didn't watch the full debate. Nobody's gonna watch the full debate. Nobody's gonna watch a 6 hour debate. Now, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because you're a 40-year-old, 30-year-old man, and this is a 19-year-old female that don't know nothing about nothing. I'm gonna assume that you won the debate. Hopefully, I would hope so. But nobody's watching no 6 hour debate. So that's why you try to tell people like Andrew Wilson, stop picking that low hanging fruit. You try to tell people like Myrone to stop what he's doing, or the person on the whatever podcast. This is why I don't really support what they're doing. Now you just end up being a target to get clip farm, to get hit pieces wrote about you. Now you can get a hit piece wrote about you anyways, but to invite the person into your spot, this is that's wild work to me. B. Watson says Myrone is a literal Fed, and Tate brags about his dad being a CIA agent. By the way, guys, these are not allegations. This is true. He says good. Henoch says good job. Don't not paying to Netflix. Never be a yeah. That was what the normies they don't see it, but that was just a Netflix. That documentary was just a way for Netflix to get some subscribers back because they were losing a lot of subscribers because they've been increasing the price. So I'm pretty sure, like, if you're in that boardroom, I can imagine what that boardroom meeting is like. It's like, damn, look at these numbers. How are we gonna get these people back? Okay, we have. Why don't we? Because you have a whole bunch of people, people want their comedy specials to drop on Netflix. They want their documentaries. There's a lot of people with documentaries out here. They're like, what's gonna get the people to subscribe? What's gonna get people to subscribe? You're gonna get the females, the libtards that are more obsessed with Fresh and Fit than I am. I'm like, I don't even watch Fresh and Fit, or we don't watch Fresh and Fit. The feminists watch it more than we do. So they're like, okay, we're gonna highlight Myrone. We're gonna highlight anybody that is associated with Tate, and then also we're going to connect this with Orange Man. It's easy work. It's easy work. Like if I was that evil, I would have done the same thing. I would have just make a Manosphere hit piece, try to connect everything with the Bottom G and company, and then somehow tie it to Orange Man. It's easy work. Easy. Anyways. He said, yeah, they put Pearly on there. Yeah. I remember I went over this list, I think 2 years ago or a year ago. And the people that I saw on this male supremacy scale metric. This is one of the funniest. Like, when you look at this list, I'm like, you really have MTR on this list? This is like a list next to a bunch of terrorists, right? So in your binder, you have like your terrorists that you got listed down, and then on top, and then on the profile, your next page in the binder of your terrorist watch list, it's people in the Manosphere. That's funny. You got Steffens Code on there. I was laughing my ass off. Eric Clary. I'm like, Araco TV, he just reacts to clips. Exactly. This was the list. Yep, this was the list released by the Glowies. Yes. Yes. When I saw that list for the first time, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, "Oh, they're you know what? They're this is where you'll have people say, "Why don't okay, we just okay, let me highlight another person. Michael Certain, right? This is a very popular person that likes to dabble in the so-called manosphere. He likes to hear himself talk. It's kind of funny when I hear him from time to time. He's one of those guys. He's an idealist. He thinks that uh, if I come with the peer review data and the statistics and the graphs, they will listen to us. This is why they don't want to debate us. I'm like, guys, they're not looking. They ain't looking for that. You are the red pill. The you are the modern day scapegoats. Anything goes wrong, if a bitch spills a glass of milk on herself, she's gonna blame Andrew Tate. This is how it is right now. They're going to blame everything on the manosphere. Anything that goes wrong, Orange Man is in the White House, they're gonna blame us. This is why I wasn't really pro Orange Man during the election, because I kind of saw that trap happening where you see on CNN they blamed Orange Man getting into the office on the manosphere, and you had Kamala Harris writing books. Well, you got Kamala blaming Myrone Gaines and Andrew Tate for why Orange Man is in the office. I'm like, oh, they trying to okay. Oh yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not gonna interview Hammerhand. No, that's not gonna happen. They don't do that. They're not gonna interview anybody with that's like a normal person that comes across as normal. They're not gonna do that. That would actually make them, trying to do their research. He said Taylor the fraud. I don't want to throw any unnecessary shots to Taylor the what's his name again? Taylor the Fiend, right? I don't want to throw too much unnecessary shots to that. I haven't heard because I never really subscribed to his channel and I haven't seen him in a while. Let me see. B. Watkins says most React channels aren't manosphere at best. The thin line between sympathetic to grifters. Taylor the Fiend was also one of those dudes. This is true. This is true. This is true. But I don't want to throw too many unnecessary shots. Because well, isn't from what I remember, wasn't Taylor the Fiend? Wasn't he Australian? He's Australian, right? So anybody that's like from, especially if you're talking about somebody that's Australian, somebody that's British, I tend to give them a pass on certain things because where they're living right now is like it's just open misandry. But like I said, I'm still in the middle of watching this Inside the Manosphere documentary. Obviously, I can't show it to you guys. I'm going to show you some audio. And I know it's going to sound rusty because I'm going to be playing it off my phone. I am not going to play the audio direct to my interface because for some reason copyright is going to get on my ass even if I just play the audio. So this is it, but so far watching this hit piece, it's even I've told you guys this, even the music that they select, the music that they use, it sets a mood where basically it's almost like they're investigating, um, it's almost like they're investigating a cult or they're investigating a one of those preachers, right? One of these preachers that have a huge following, but he's stealing all the parishioners' money. It's basically that's how the documentary comes across. Even like I said, the music that they select, the mood music that they select, is very interesting. Only real niggas understand the power behind the music selection that you put in your documentaries. Only real ones can pick up on that. Or sorry, real people that are really deep into music understands the power behind these kind of things. He said he's from the UK. Okay. Like I said, like anybody from the UK, anybody from Australia, I tend to be like, I give them I even like certain things I'll be like they're living in a spot where imagine you living in Britain and you live in like say you live in Birmingham or something crazy like that, right? You live in the bricks, one of these places, and you had some of the ugliest hoes on earth talking about you a misogynist. Ain't no way, boy. He said betrayal shall never be forgiven. I like I said, I understand. Like I said, I never even liked him like that. You know, I don't even like Taylor the Fiend like that. Respectfully, you know. So look, there's certain content creators that are out here where people will say, "Hey, Chris, why don't you watch this?" Or why don't how about this guy? And I'll just be like, just respectfully, you know, respectfully, only because I'm iffy. I'm iffy on the content. I don't the content creator. I don't really know, you know. Um, so some of those people, like I'll just be like, so even when they fall off, I'm like, hey, hey, oh, I know. He said, no, I'm not directed it to you. I know. I'm just saying. I'm just like I said, I ain't even, you know what I mean? If you look at my even my earlier content when you talking about 2022, right? It was very few people I was giving shout outs. Very few. I was look in 2022. I used what one Kevin Samuels clip, and that was the day he passed away. The day he passed away, I didn't use no Kevin Samuels clips to grow my platform. There's a lot of people that grew their platform. They this is hold on for a second, man. I'm sorry to make the same joke again, but this is dastardly work in my opinion. Watch this. Do you know how many people that I saw grow, particularly in like in the Black Manosphere, you know, sector, where basically they would they all they did was show the Kevin Samuels clip, barely said anything. The video ends, and then at the end of it, they're like, "Man, yo, this is a great man. This is a crazy video, man. You know, I'm not saying I agree with everything, but man, that's a crazy video. You know what I'm saying? Man, shout out to Kevin Samuels. You know, man, click like, share, subscribe. Man, this is a crazy video. This, you know, you know. Let me call out somebody. Jr. Wisdom. It was just literally. It was just, and then him putting sound effects over what he liked. Hell, most of the Kevin Samuel clips I saw was off of other people's platforms. It wasn't even off of his channel. So it's very it's like I said, it's very, very interesting how people work. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. How about, you know, this is another person that I didn't really put on blast. But this is no disrespect really to him, but this is the facts. Does anybody know about Darius Miles? Right? By any chance, the black male content creator, Darius Miles. He literally what he would do. I don't know if he's still doing this. I don't know if he's still doing this, but he would literally just put a compilation of TikTok bitches saying the most outlandish stuff. He would say something for like 5 minutes. No, sorry. He would say something for like 10 seconds and then put another compilation of hoes doing ish. And then that would be the end of his video. Hey man, that is I don't know. I don't know what to call. I don't know what to call work like that, man. I don't know what to call work like that. Panda Man said it's hella cats using Kevin Samuels clips nowadays to grow their channels. Says a lot of them use his clips to grow, especially Fresh and Fog. Yeah, I use like I'm talking about in 2022. I used one Kevin Samuels clip, and then I think I used one Fresh and Fit clip, one to make a point. And I even made it a point. I'm like, look, I know I don't usually do this, but I have to show this specific one. I used one Kevin Samuels clip, and that was the day that he died, or like the day after he died, or something like that. And then I used one Fresh and Fit clip in 2022 because I didn't really want to grow my platform off of just reacting to low hanging fruit. Single mom says she deserves a high value man and curses out the host. I'm not going to. Oh man, fresh and frog. Yeah, O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm done with that guy. I'm done with that guy. You know, at the end, because I've been subscribed to him since basically almost high school, but I can't take him as a person seriously. He is a flip flopper extraordinaire. He does things. He does weird things. I can't trust that guy no more. But anyways, oh yeah, Anton Daniels, another. Well, he's getting basically he's just getting exposed out the wazoo for his grifting. Angry Man. Now I got to look at him a little bit differently nowadays because I'm looking at the stuff. Basically, the whole Black Manosphere. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna the whole Black Manosphere. I'm just like I don't know. Outside of maybe Fawcett Media, and Fawcett Media, he's not. I don't think I wouldn't call him a Manosphere channel per se. Yeah, outside of Fawcett Media, I'm looking at the just the whole Black Manosphere sector, and I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, wow. First of all, you already know, and you don't have to follow my lead on this, but let me just tell you something, man. Any black man is if you see a black man trying to do a manosphere related type content, whatever, and he's trying to do a panel. If that's what he's running off of, he ain't shit. That is a lazy content creator. I'm talking about they're just running based off of I'm gonna have this panel full of bitches, whether it be via online or in person. If that's how he's running his platform, that's a lazy content creator right there. He knocked said, I never understood why there's different types of manospheres. That's a good question. That is that is that's it's a good observation because I used to call out particularly one of the things that I really hated that the Black Manosphere did um is their when they will say things like they'll talk about the stuff that black women do, right? But then they'll say white women would never, that shit. Like maybe because coming from me, that's crazy because I literally grew up with white women seeing the nonsense that they got away with. So I never understood oh, black women do this or black women don't do this, but white women do this and they don't do this. I never got that. I was always against that. I was always against that. Because at the end of the day, if you have a woman and you're dealing with her in America, in England, in Australia, if any of these, first world countries, even like if you, even when you talk about places like even Brazil is getting infected by this effinism stuff, but like even Germany, even the Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden, etc. You're dealing with a feminist. You're dealing with a woman that has been told her whole life that she does nothing wrong and that all men are evil. They cannot be trusted. That's just what they've been told. So B Watson says, you guys might call me racist or whatever, but black and Latino manosphere has always been sus to me. No, you're right. You're right. That's no that's no diss. That's you're not wrong about that. He says the red pill stuff in Spanish speaking countries is just regurgitated Tate, Fred, and fraud, and rolled tomato stuff. It's in its infancy and it lacks the wisdom of the war band and others. He says we group the different types of manosphere because while women are by nature the same, each racial group has different quirks. Each race has to deal with that isn't prevalent in others women groups. I'll say this too. I'm gonna give two groups of men the credit. Um, I'm gonna give the credit where the credit is due. Um, the two groups, particularly when I've had my things to say about Asian women and Latino women, the Latino men and the Asian men are the only two groups of men that haven't cried when I had something to say about their women. So I got to give the Latinos their credit on that. Anytime I said anything about Latino women being in the streets, Latino women being loud, Latino women being crazy, abusive, violent, spawns of Satan, and all this stuff, they're the only groups where they're like, "Oh, nah, Chris, you right about that." Like I was even talking about how if I see like a group of Latinas, particularly like you talking about like young young Latino girls in a restaurant or something, and they're just hanging out there and they talking loud on the phone, I'm out. As soon as I see that, and I'm talking about specifically in America, I see that, I'm out. Because they're just gonna mess up the whole vibe of everything. And they're gonna get kicked out. Or somebody's gonna try to kick them out and they're not gonna want to leave. So I'll say shout out to the Latino men for being one of the few groups of people that didn't throw a hissy fit. Or when I talked about how like Indian women be chasing their they just be chasing chads, right? How Asian women are openly, misandrous towards their men and how sneaky they are, how they be trying to poison their men. Yeah, the Asian men they didn't throw a hissy fit about that. But when I talked about it's interesting when I talked about white men doing certain things, white men don't complain. They only complain when I start talking about white women, which is interesting to me. That has always been very interesting, right? Same with black men. Same with black men. Not really much pushback when I talk about what black men need to do and etc. But as soon as I start talking about black women, the army of simps. It's just it's wild. It's wild to me sometimes, but it is what it is. Like I said, American black men and American white women. Sorry. American black men and American white men share a lot more in common than they would like to admit. And it's no disrespect to the American white man, to the American black man. I'm just saying this is a lot of similarities where it's like you'll start talking about the women, and like I said, you guys are witness to this. As soon as I said something about Riley Gaines, you see the comment section is all men, white conservative dudes, right? I make the video about Charleston White talking about why black male athletes prefer white women, right? And it's not even about like it's just there's a lot of politics behind it. It's not even about really attraction. And I just describe the economics and the politics about it. Whole bunch of black men in there. Well, you say white women are any better, Chris? That's what you trying to say? No, doofus. I'm just I'm just talking about the economics. I didn't talk about black women's hair. I didn't even talk. I don't even think I didn't talk about. Yeah, I didn't even talk about looks. I didn't talk about weave. I didn't talk about no hair hats. I didn't talk about them being in costume 80, 90% of the time. in all this nonsense. I didn't even talk about them being loud. I didn't talk about none of that. I just talked about the pure economics and the politics around why black men will choose, like, if they're in a position of choice, particular black male athletes, if they have access to a different race, not just white women, if they have access to a different race, they will consider that option, right? That's all. B. Watkins says Brazil wasn't just recently affected. Feminism has been very present for decades, especially in the city. I would say, like, for me, because when I say recent, I'm thinking about like 2000s, right? Even though that's not recent, the 2000s was 20 years ago, but the 2000s is still fresh in my mind, So I gotta, like, I'll say recent, but I'm still thinking of, like, to me, 2009 wasn't a long time ago in my mind. But it's been a long time since 2009, right? It's been about what? Yeah, it's been, yeah, over 17 years, almost 2 decades since 2009. My year, my favorite years is 2006, 2010, and maybe the I would say maybe the 2016, 27, 2016 slash 2017, when I was a freshman in college. you know oh, I'll say this. Um 2020 was a pretty interesting type of a year. From I wouldn't say the best year, but I would say it was a very interesting year. 2020. B. Watkins says, Latino women are turbo simps as he said, Latino women are allowed to run crazy. I'm not saying, I'm talking about the response I got. You know what I mean? Like, when I say things about, like I said, when I say things about white dudes, like, I've said on this channel, I don't really like it when white dudes complain about Hispanics and Indians taking over the country. The reason why I kind of dismiss it is because it's because particularly white men in power, allowed this to happen due to personal reasons. That could have easily been stopped. I'm talking about easily, but white dudes in power at that time, or even regular white dudes at that time, they kind of just, it doesn't matter. Like, they didn't really mind it. They really didn't mind it until it was too late. So I'll talk about this, and I don't even get backlash for saying that from white dudes. But as soon as I start talking about Riley Gaines, or as soon as I start talking about what's another white bitch? What's another one? Brett Cooper. As soon as start talking about their queens, then it's like, then I start getting the backlash, right? Or I remember, like, I'll say this, yeah, I got a lot of white backlash when I was joking about Jesse Lee Peterson. Now, that was interesting to me. That was very interesting, you know. But particularly if I'm talking directly about, what dudes need to do, I get zero backlash on my channel. It's only when I start saying this, the stuff that women do, because I will talk about women being scammers, women needing to go to prison for this, women like, I'll just be frank about it. I don't hold back on my opinion for the most part when it comes to women and men. But I'm just saying, when it comes to women, I don't hold back the same way I don't hold back when it comes to my opinion on men. And it comes across as harsh because most dudes are not willing. Like, I'll say stuff on my channel where I'll say, I think women who are underage, and if they go to a bar and they trick a man into sleeping, if they trick a grown man into sleeping with her, that man should have the right to press charges and call her a rapist. So I will say things like that. I'll say I think women should go to jail. I think young women who do this should go to jail for grape if you tricked an older man into sleeping with you and you didn't and you weren't open about your age. But stuff like even dude, even the most whatever what's the most so-called based person you think of, they're not gonna say that. They're not gonna say that. Let me give you an example. This is why I'm such a fan. Well, I'm not gonna say fan, but this is why I have much respect for a Corey Holcomb, an Undead Chronic, a Star Report. They will say certain things where I'm like, oh man, I don't even think. I'm like certain people. I'm like most people are not. They're not gonna say that out loud. I'm just like, you know what I mean? I gotta, I gotta give certain people props where props is due. Right? Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Let me give you a Corey Holcomb example. Let me see if I can bring up that old clip. Fallout episode. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, what's it? January. That's definitely one of the funnier. The episode I'm about to bring up. This is an episode where actually where Corey Holcomb fell out with Zoe Williams. That's the irony. People forget about this joke right here. Oh man. See if I can bring it up real quick. Man, I'm gonna have to do a whole bunch of scrolling, but it is what it is. Before I get into these main topics, it is what it is. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, just because because I also have there's a lot of people, there's a lot of dudes saying this nowadays, like repeal the 19th, guys. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the future, meaning once the society dies, that once the society collapse, and then once it gets rebuilt back up again, we're not even gonna be alive by the time that happens. But in the next society, once it gets built back up, then no, women are not going to be able to vote because they're going to take the example from this society. But there's a lot of dudes saying, repeal the 19th, and that yeah, women shouldn't. No, of course they shouldn't vote, but that's not. They're not going to give up their right. It's because at this point it's just a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream. Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna find it. I don't even think I'm gonna find a clip. I don't even remember what episode that was. Was it this episode? Golly. I don't think I can find it. Yeah, I ain't gonna find it. But I remember showing there was an episode that I showed where Corey Holcomb was joking about he's basically why women shouldn't be in the army. And a lot of people like to dance around the topic, but Corey Holcomb was just direct on. He said everybody's gonna try to fuck you. That's why I don't want. He said all these like he basically said, he was like, look, if we have a whole bunch of women in the army and they're fighting with us, the enemy is gonna go extra hard at our group because they're gonna know that we have women, and they're gonna capture y'all, and they're gonna be fucking on y'all, and then we can and then we're gonna lose resources. We're gonna have to because of the embarrassment of all of that and the tragedy of all of that, then we're gonna have to expend resources to go and rescue these hoes that are getting fucked and chained up and fucked, and then it's gonna be a whole mess, right? But it's a lot of people that they just dance around the subject. They'll just say, "Well, like dudes will dance around this subject, and Corey Holcomb was one of the few people that was just like, man, everybody's gonna want to fuck y'all. This is the problem." He just outright just says it. Just man, he was reenacting something that he reenacted the scene in Rambo when when them soldiers had them female prisoners. I was like, I'm like, Corey, this is too much, man. This is too much. I'm surprised people don't even remember that, because that was a that was some crazy work. That was some crazy work. And I remember laughing at. I remember even bringing that up, and people were like, "Oh, you find grape funny?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, and I remember even warning somebody. I'm like, you don't want to go down that line with me. No, we don't find female grape funny. I told him anytime somebody starts challenging me on that, I was like, "Do you follow Haha Davis on Instagram?" No, and then as soon as I say that, they start making excuses because they already know where I'm going with this. I'm like, if you follow Haha Davis, I don't want to hear you talking about, oh, grape isn't funny. No, you think female grape isn't funny. We make a whole bunch of jokes about men getting grape. Literally, like, Haha Davis literally got famous making fun of male grape. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Hold on, I have a clip of his. This
God, and I'm on hard. God, on hard. God, on hard. Get naked before I come over there and take it. Bro, what is wrong with you? That's starting to be all up in your ass. You some type of freak or something? God, I'm for the guard, but I'm still on hard. God,
literally made a living. He oh man, I can go on and on and on. Don't drop the soap. We do all these jokes. But anyway. But anyways. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point. The stuff that people like, it's a little what did Chris Rock say? Yeah, selective outrage. You know, it is what it is. Let me play this Inside the Manosphere real quick. Let me bring this. Let me play this real quick. By the way, the audio is going to be messed up. It's going to be messed up on purpose because I'm not trying to get a copyright strike off of some audio, right? I'm gonna do this ticket TV style on purpose. Oh, never mind. My phone audio barely works. Hold on for a second, guys. Let me bring up something. There we go. Get my old Bluetooth speaker. You know what I mean? Let me get my little Bluetooth speaker. You know that Bluetooth speaker that my little YNs be using at the basketball courts, playing that NBA young boy at LA Fitness. Here we go, man. Power on. Bluetooth. Bluetooth is connected. Yeah, let's play this off the speaker.
You okay? What happened? Are you all right? I don't know how to properly say this, but I cannot answer any more questions anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
That's all right.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, no problem.
Thank you. I'm sorry to make it awkward.
That's no
Not-
problem.
That's not me.
I'm sorry if we made your life.
Oh, by the way, hopefully, because like I said, I'm not gonna play direct to my audio because they're gonna copyright it. So I'm playing it. I'm playing it like this on purpose. How does it sound? Hopefully you can still hear. Hopefully you can still hear.
Difficult.
No. You did it. You did it. I'm just not allowed to. That's all.
Myron had seemingly shut down. I see.
Tell her to go downstairs too.
And then did you find it strange that the ones that don't?
Oh, it looks like Myron didn't do his research on Louis Theroux before he came on, or he fell for his shtick. It looks like. Well, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of the documentary, like if somebody's going to do a documentary on you, right? Most people they're gonna lie. So they're gonna come up to you and be like, "Oh, we're doing a positive." Like, say if you run a cult, right? You're gonna have somebody they're gonna do a documentary on you, and they're gonna be like, let's talk about the positives about your religious view, and we're gonna present it like, of course they're gonna lie. So it looks like throughout, it looks like Myron made a mistake. Now same thing with HS Tiki Taki. It looks like they found out like in the middle of it that this guy was just basically trolling and he was gonna do a hit piece on you. And it was because of their fans. Their fans was literally in their chat like, why do you have this guy on your show? He's gonna do a hit piece on you. But these guys, they wanted, like I said, they're not even worried about men. They want to and I saw Myron trying to he was talking to Better Bachelor on Twitter. They had a little bit of a back and forth on Twitter, and he was trying to convince Better Bachelor. Sorry, he was trying to convince Joker that, oh nah, this is good. This is good. At the end of the day, publicity is good, and this is why I took a chance. And as much as people may have a problem with Joker, which is understandable, he understands that he's at that age. He understands they're not people like that. They're not there to give the Manosphere good publicity. That's not it. They're not looking to at a simple to put you in a sympathetic light. They're there to destroy you. They're there to destroy your credibility, everything. So I these guys like Myron, Justin Waller, who else? Well, HS Tiki Taki, he's doing this stuff on purpose. He wants, like, HS Tiki Taki, he wants people to think that he's a misogynist so he can make more money. But yeah, guys like Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, Justin Waller. Who's the other person they covered in there? I forgot. But guys like that, they're just looking at it. Oh, this is going to be good for views. they're just chasing views, and it don't matter. They're not even going to do their clear research. Now, when I see somebody like a Louis Theroux, like I don't know what, like when you see guys like a Louis Theroux coming up to you with cameras, I already know they're up to no good. Right, like you'll see it in New York City all the time. You see like these white dudes come out of nowhere with their little cameras and their little setup. Oh yeah, we just want to videotape what's going on, man. I'll be like, man, fuck out of here with that. Anytime somebody like I know a little bit, I know too much. They're always so disingenuous. We just want to cover what you guys are doing and all this. I'm like, are you a cop? It's the first thing you were with the IRS? You a cop? What is you? So disingenuous. Even them little streamer ninjas, I don't allow. I ran into one of them little streamer ninjas in Connecticut. I'm not gonna say his name. Oh man, is it okay if you film? I said, no. Oh man, I'm not even gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say his name. I mean, you're just gonna be in the camera. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Now, I'm happy you asked me for my consent, but no, because I know you up to no good. Now, these are streamers. Now, if you see a guy like a Louis Theroux, are you kidding me? He cannot be true. Like off of first glance, I already know I can't trust him or somebody of that ilk. The Vice documentary ass ninjas. But particularly, I'll say this, yeah, black people, they see these guys with the cameras, they go straight into that buck den. They start cooning real quick as soon as they see these white boys with the cameras. It's the funniest thing. As soon as they see these dudes with the cameras, he said, I feel like, oh, like I said, I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say his name. Hey man, it's okay. No, please film somewhere else. These niggas. And mind you, I'm my bad. Mind you, like I do, I'm in the same business as well, so I understand where they're coming from, but I'm like, no. So and these are people my age, right? So now imagine if I see somebody like a Louis Theroux. Please, absolutely not. Hey, Chris, Mike, I've been watching your channel. I've been wanting to see get your side of things. I'm gonna automatically think you're a federal agent. Automatically, I'm gonna think you're IRS. You working with some kind of special forces, something Israeli related. We don't have to go there, but let's stop. Oh, you want to get to know me? You get to know these nuts anyway.
Man, you know this red cuck is going to make a hit piece, right? He's so woke, his wife makes him pee sitting down.
There was a funny moment where he's like,
What do you think Snego's message is?
Do I sound like that?
Oh, my thing started all the way from the beginning. Hold on, let me go back to where I was. Let me go back to where I was. Right here when he starts talking to one of the Fresh and Fit employees.
Myrone became aware of the conversation.
Let's go hear from more citizens of the law.
Okay, there's an ad popping up. Sorry about that. But yeah, Pyro says he's definitely a spy. Like that's just how I was raised. If I see a bunch of white dudes with some cameras trying to, there's something up with that. I don't even let ninjas do that. So what? Because I already know they're gonna be from Vice documentary. They're trying to the narrative has already been set. So it's not about getting my point of view. They already have my point of view per se. They're just trying to get some video of me, and then they're gonna edit it and do things with it. You know, I can't trust. Like even I was in New York, and I guess because the way the way I dress. This was in the winter. This was during Christmas. Some British broad came up to me. Hey, can you show me where this is? And I was like, no. I didn't even stop. I said, nope. Have a good day, man. So a blonde British lady that was in her early 30s. I know she was in her early 30s because she looked like she was 50, but she was in her early 30s, right? You know, British women, particularly white British women, they age really bad. So I don't even do even if people stop me in the street, like especially if women stop me in the streets for I'm like, nah, this is a setup. That's just how I was brought up. So nope. Anybody that's stopping me in the streets, I'm like, this is a setup. So here we go.
I just messed up. Okay.
You okay? What happened? Everything all right?
I don't know how to properly say this, but I cannot answer any more questions anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
that's all right.
To be honest, I think the documentary is kind of funny though.
I'm sorry to make it awkward.
That's no
It's
problem.
not me.
I'm sorry if we made your life difficult.
No, you did it. I'm just not allowed to. That's all.
Myron had seemingly shut down Icy.
Tell her to go downstairs too.
And then did you find it strange that
That's the part of the documentary when they found out who Louis Theroux really is.
It was showtime.
We're back. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresher Podcast, man. After Hours edition. If you don't mind, give us your name, your age, we do for a living.
My name's Ruby. I'm 22. I do bottle service.
My name is Giselle. I'm a full-time model currently.
Hi, I'm Caro. I model and I do social media.
Just say OnlyFans, man.
Actually, no. I think I might be stopping OnlyFans.
We've got some company in the house. Louis, you want to introduce yourself to the people real quick, man?
Yeah. My name's Louis, and I make documentaries. So I've been spending a bit of time with Myron and getting to know him.
Am I as toxic as they say?
You know, I'm waiting to make my final determination on that.
I have a question though. Okay.
Let me see something real quick. You notice too much. Well, like I said, I gotta be careful when I bring up the small hats. You know, I gotta be really careful about that. If I see a one of these Louis Theroux types, the Phil Donahue wannabes. See one of these motherfuckers in like, please, with a camera, with a crew. Yeah, model equals salute. Yeah.
Ladies, if you don't mind, can you name 2 countries?
Portugal,
Oh, fucking
Barcelona.
Okay, what about you?
The format seemed mainly a chance to embarrass the female guests.
So you want a guy that's successful, but you want him to give you a lot of attention too.
Absolutely. That's just me.
Can we get the calculator up, please? This right here is a Fresh and Fit female delusion calculator.
Okay.
Minimum height,
6 foot.
race,
I prefer black. That's who I see myself with.
minimum income per year.
Let's just do 300.
Okay, let's fast forward.
Other women then, because men don't ask for much.
Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward. It's just gonna fast forward to Louis Theroux's commentary.
Physical side of it.
But the original reason why men deal with women in the first place is their beauty and their sexuality.
Yes and no. You may be attracted to her because of her intelligence and her sense of humor as well.
All right, to the slide. 2 down for Myron. Since you cheat on every
For a fee, viewers could pay to have their comments read out live on air.
Massiem, $20. Hey, Play-Doh, forehead, 2 down from Myron. Just cut your losses and shut the fuck up. God damn. Okay, yeah. All right, ladies, does body count matter?
Don't judge my body count.
Absorb and retain the DNA.
So let's fast forward. So he's just gonna commentate on the Fresh and Fit show format. And I'm not even interested in Louis Theroux's commentary in that episode. But
there has been scientific data that reflects this when it comes to females.
This is what they when they talk about misinformation on the no.
Okay. Louis, what do you think?
That video, that was ridiculous. The thing about you have a kid and it resembles your previous partner, no one thinks that.
Well, there has been some. There's been.
So I do remember this part because people were talking about the. Do you guys believe in the what's it? Micro. Because look, I dropped out of college. I'm not smart, right? So please enlighten me in the comments. Do you guys know what micro shimmerism? I know I'm not saying it right. Micro something. But basically, it's this thing where, let's see, micro shimmerism. See if I can, because people don't really want to talk about it. Micro shimmerism. Yeah, micro shimmerism. Where Here we go. Microchimerism. Is microchimerism a real thing? I'm looking via. Let me bring up the Google tab real quick for you. Because it's kind of like almost like people don't really want to talk about if this may be a thing, because according to the science, DNA, or sorry, sperm from a man, like sperm from a man can live up to in a woman for years, right? For a very long time. So now imagine if you have a woman that's taken multiple sperm, several sperm, and we already know those are rookie numbers. So if that's something I never really looked into, to be quite honest with you, let me go off this AI overview. They say, yes, microchimerism is a real scientifically validated biological phenomenon. It refers to the presence of a small number of foreign cells genetically distinct from the host residing within an individual. It is most common following pregnancy, where fetal cells pass into the mother or maternal cells pass into the fetus, persisting for decades. So they think that, and you'll have certain people in the manosphere that I've heard talk about this, where they think that those cells from your previous sexual partners, particularly in a woman, those traits could be passed on to another kid. So say if you have a kid with a very promiscuous woman, and yeah, the kid is yours, but he might end up inheriting traits from another man's DNA due to microchimerism. That is the belief of I've seen some, just the belief of some people that I've seen some men talk about this stuff. I've never really looked into it. I've never really looked into it. So I gotta be way more educated on it. Now, people brought this up because it's kind of this phenomenon is not really talked about, and it's been, I'm not going to say it's been debunked. From my vantage point, it looks like it's been dismissed because they don't really want to go into you know what I mean? They don't really want to go into it because there might be some truth to that. Now, based off of, guys like, I guess, like a Myron, he probably talks about it and all this stuff, but so they just wanted to focus on that because that's not really confirmed science. It's not confirmed. It's not completely confirmed, but really it's not that it's completely confirmed. It's like people don't really want to go into it because there might be something to this. There might be something to this. So we don't even, it's kind of, it's one of those things, because then we got to talk about, okay, what happens to the women with this amount of sexual partners? What happens to a woman if she takes in this? I'll say, let's take it like this. What happened to the women that will decide to have a baby after having like 3 abortions? What are the consequences of that if she decides to have kids later? Like that's something, that the science is, we really need to look into that. That's something that I'm very curious about, but I don't think I'm disciplined enough to really I'm not disciplined enough to really go into it to where I can actually present it to you guys as facts. So that's why I've never really gone into, microchimerism. I could, like I said, I could barely say it. Microchimerism. So that's something that, it's interesting. It's an interesting theory. It's an interesting theory. But it was I saw a lot of people, they were trying to they were very focused on that, on that that specific clip for some reason.
There's been scientific data that reflects this when it comes to females.
This is what they
pair
when they
bonding.
talk about misinformation on the internet. This is what they're talking about.
I think the biggest thing to take away is that
As I was drawn into the conversation, I realized I too was being assessed by commenters in the chat. The anonymous posters did not hold back.
So, all right, guys, love y'all. Catch me tomorrow 5 p.m.
Oh man, the chat was funny though. That's a funny chat. Hold on. Somebody said Jew alert in the chat. That is hilarious. I'm done, man. Oh man. Yeah, no healthy eggs and low probability of getting preggo, high probability of fish frog babies spawning. I mean, look, especially now you having older and older women having babies, or older women going out their way getting IVF and all this stuff, and then now people are like, man, these kids they're a little bit different. I think there's I just believe there are consequences to women of them having like multiple like if you're ever having all these sexual partners, all these, especially if you had abortions, you know, they just think that I can just start over again. Nah, I think that does some kind of damage because people will just look at, if you have a certain amount of abortions, you know, you can end up not getting pregnant down the road. I think it's way deeper than that. I think that soul is like the life form is still there. They think just because it got sucked out of them that there's no more baby. Nah, I think that stays there. And then imagine you get pregnant later on, and there's certain things from that first person from that first pregnancy that never went to fruit, that never bore fruit. There's something to it where that's still there, and that could have an effect on, you know, specifically if you decide to get pregnant later on with a different man. I think remnants of that can affect your pregnancy. I do believe in that. I definitely believe in that. I don't have the scientific word to explain it, but there's got to be something to that. Because I done seen some of these kids. I'm like, they come from the same. They do. They come from the same father. Huh. Okay. And I'm looking at the or certain traits that a kid will have. You like, okay. It's all right. Okay. Okay. So it's just too many weird, not necessarily coincidences, just too many weird circumstances that add up. that add up to where it's like, yeah, this is why the ancient civilizations had women to do this and make sure they weren't doing this, because, you know, I think there was a method to the madness from the ancient people of the past.
The anonymous posters did not hold back.
So, all right, guys, love y'all. Catch me tomorrow 5 p.m. Myrone Gaines X. Later.
After the show, I reflected on the reductiveness of its take on gender relations, where both women and men were only as good as their various stats.
But it's funny to me, like you could tell, like during he was looking at that chat, he's like, "Damn, I did not do my research."
I decided to talk to him about what the issue was. You know, I sensed there was a little feeling of like maybe Angie shouldn't be in the documentary. I would just wonder what was behind that.
I decided to get into the limelight, and I don't want her to have to deal with that.
She's on the show, isn't she? I've seen her.
No, she doesn't come on the show.
Not anymore. I've seen her, but
it's been a while. Frank, sit, please. I want her to focus on being happy, and she doesn't need to be in the limelight. That's my job.
Coming more from you or from her?
Both.
If you guys get the chance, you should. It's kind of funny how the even just the camera work the confused, look on Louis Theroux's face, trying to make Angie look like a victim. First of all, that's normal. If you're interviewing a conglomerate or a corporation, they don't want their employees talking to certain people for a period of time, But like I said, the normies, they're gonna run with that, and that's Myron's fault, by the way.
And with that, I was leaving Miami with the inescapable sense that something in the Angie chat had bothered Myron. That he felt he'd come across as somehow weak and insufficiently alpha.
Nah,
But I was also
he just knows that he fucked up having you around. But again, that is Myron's fault. You can't it's one thing to have enemies, but to literally invite the enemy to your house, to your place. Small hats. Yeah. XBYJC says, when women lose the baby, is that a result of multiple sex partners? Nah, it's just like after if you have one too many abortions, that could affect like, say if you want to get pregnant later on, that might negatively affect your pregnancy, meaning you might end up with a miscarriage. Now, in terms of when you say when women lose the baby, is that a result of multiple sexual partners? Nah, that's more like because there's a lot of women out here, they're not that fertile anyways. Like, so let's take Caucasian women, for example. What people don't understand is this is some history for you. This is some stuff that I found out when I was in middle school, right? So you would have a lot of times the master, right, in slavery times, the master would end up impregnating one of the slaves. Part of the reason why, it's not necessarily because of just grape and just power. A lot of the times their wives could not keep they a lot of the Caucasian women of that time, they couldn't keep kids. So a lot of them suffered miscarriages, right? This is common with Caucasian women. They're not, I don't know what it is with the genetics, but they're not. You see how like with Hispanic women, you just sneeze on them, they get pregnant. It's the opposite with white women. So this is why I always try to tell white women of today, I'm like, yo, this thing where you trying to wait over to wait over the age of 30 something to get your first kid, that's not a good look. That's not a good idea. Right? It's not. And they'll always say, oh, I know a woman that was like 30 something. She had a kid. No, that probably wasn't her first kid. Now, if she already had a kid, of course she can have another one later down, later down the road. Her body's already used to that. But if that's your first kid, that's you're putting your life in, you're putting you and the baby's life in danger. So that's a bit of a history lesson, because that's some black pill stuff for you. Like, I don't know if there's a black pill for women, but right there, that's a black pill, right? Because there was a lot of black females that were in slavery. They end up having the master's kid simply because his wife or his mistress, but specifically his wife, couldn't have kids. So they would have a mistress, and if the mistress could have it, then it trickles down. Or like you'll have certain, you still see it today. You'll see maids, right, having oligarchs and monarchs kids, right, because their wife couldn't create a kid, or the wife was blood related, and so they got to use somebody else, so the king or the sire right, could have a son, stuff like that, you know. B. Watson says I might be glazing the Germanics, but they went from roaming around as naked drunkards to immediately overthrowing the Romans. The fall of Rome, you know. What's these bitches be talking about? Oh, my Roman Empire, my Roman Empire, you know.
Thinking about the experience of being on Fresh and Fit and the symbiotic relationship between Myrone and the Instagram models and OnlyFans girls that were his guests as they used each other to raise their profiles. It is a common tactic in the Manosphere to advocate for traditional values while at the same time wanting to be seen with scantily clad models in bikinis.
Pretty accent word.
I'd been thinking more about my time with HS. He'd embodied a similar attitude, profiting from OnlyFans girls while at the same time calling them disgusting.
Right, she's here, get her.
An interview he'd done with the influencer Bonnie Blue, famous for claiming to have had sex with 1,000 men in one day, was just the latest example.
By the way, guys, like, please educate me in the chat. What I don't HS Tiki Taki. I know you guys probably told me this last stream, but he's more of a streamer. I wouldn't consider him Manosphere related or RP because he himself said I'm just doing this for clout. You know, so I don't with HS Harrison Tiki Taki, whatever his name is.
It was a striking contradiction. By now, his wariness.
Even the you see the music that they use, right?
Bonnie just got fucking pressed.
Like this type of investigative music, you know, these are things. These are the people got to take this stuff into account.
Was a striking contradiction. By now, his wariness of me had lessened, presumably because he'd noticed his posts about the filming were helping his social media presence. I decided to speak to him again. Security?
Yeah. Best.
How you doing? Good to see you. How's life? The interview you did with Bonnie Blue, I thought was
You saw that?
Yeah, it was interesting.
I just think she's disgusting, bro. I just think she's absolutely repulsive as a person.
So why get her on the stream then?
Clout.
Chasing her clout?
Yeah. Views, which it did.
You've got 500,000 people on your Telegram, right?
Yeah.
And you're advertising OnlyFans girls on there.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a contradiction there?
No, because I openly say I don't give a fuck and I'm doing it for money.
Okay, there's another ad. But yeah. Like I said, you guys can watch the documentary if you want to. Like, to me, that was this is very lazy work. This is very lazy work. But if I was a Netflix person, I would have greenlighted this documentary as well for the numbers, for the views. You should see how many people are talking about this on Facebook, on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? You got the dudes, you know, because you know, you have the dudes afraid to say this is a hit piece because they don't want to be seen as an incel. You know, it's very like, you should see the dudes. They were making fun of the in the documentary. Earlier on in the documentary, there was like two dudes that he was showing that were like that were huge followers of Justin Waller and Andrew Tate and those guys, and people were making fun of them because they were goofy looking, right? So yeah, there's a lot of people trying to, you know, they don't want to be seen as sympathizers.
not saying I promote it, but I discourage people from doing it.
But you can.
You can say it, but it doesn't mean anything.
How does it not mean anything?
It's a bit like, say, come down to the gym, I'm going to help you work out, and then you come in the front door and there's just a row of donuts. Here's a box of donuts that I'm holding up to your face. If you eat that, you're a loser, but I'm going to go work out now. It's like, well, I'm getting a very...
Well, Louis Theroux has a point there, but with that being said, what are you guys doing for young men? Since they're getting exploited, right, by these guys, what are you doing for young men? This is something like they can't really. This is a question where they just cannot answer it. What are you doing for them? You're either setting them all up to be simps or lying, or two things can be true, right? So then they end up back on my channel. You tell a grown man, right? You tell men, oh, the dad's a she left you and this and blah blah blah. How is it? People know who I'm talking about. Rocky. He said on here, look, because of your channel, and he's in his 40s. He said, I actually found out about, I was actually able to reconnect with my father because you were one of the few people that was like, nah, there ain't no such thing as a deadbeat father. There's two sides to every story. And he was able to reconnect with his father that he didn't really know at the time. And I'm pretty sure when he reconnected with his dad, he just found out that, the mom and dad, they were sleeping with each other. They were both reckless. Hence, he was created from the recklessness. But the dad took most of the fall. And the mom probably did everything to keep him out and not get his side of the story. This is a lot of men's reality. This is a lot of particularly young men's reality. And a lot of them don't get the truth until it's a little bit too late. So people will see a video like me when I said there's no such thing as deadbeat fathers and stuff like that. There's no deadbeat dads. There's always two sides to every story. Or, Corey Holcomb will say the same thing. That's where I got that from, right? My philosophy. And they'll just say, oh, these guys are being extreme. Yeah, they're being extreme. Meanwhile, these guys have been lied to their whole life. But then they see somebody like me with a little bit of a different point of view. Who do you think they're going to rally to? Even with HS Tiki Taki, as big of a clout chaser he is, after the young men see the interview with Piers Morgan and HS Tiki Taki, who do you think young men are going to flock to? Who do you think they're going to take their philosophy advice? Who do you think they're going to follow? You really think they're going to listen to what Obama has to say outside? You ask these same people, okay, what is a positive male influencer or a positive male role model to look up to? They don't even say your family. They don't even say your dad. They don't even say your uncle. They'll say some of the most. They're gonna say something crazy like Barack Obama, or they're gonna say who's another one of these fruitcakes out here. They're gonna pick the simpiest of all simps, where basically they everything that they say is it's all cookie cutter stuff, right? Salute to Grant. He said, yo, that was a crazy interview. Hey, man, salute to Dre God 486 with the 199 super chat. So y'all already know. y'all already know what time it is, man. Here we go.
Donations. Gifts. More gifts.
He said that was a crazy interview. Salute, Chris, man. Thank you. Yeah, Yeah, they say Russell Wilson. Thank you, Gary. I was blanking on some names. If you asked what is a person you gotta look up to? They will say They will say Barry O. They will say Obeezy, and then they will say Russell Wilson. And I'm like, man, I ain't trying to be like these guys. put some names in the chat. I gotta take a quick piss break. I'll be back in 3 minutes. I gotta take a quick piss break, but please put the names in the chat that when you ask the average woman, what male role models should men look up to, and put in the chat, because I can't think of it. But I'm gonna take a quick piss break. I'm gonna play the interview in the meantime.
You do what you choose. If you want to go and eat the donuts, but I own the donut shop. So whether you come in the gym and pay for my PT or eat the donuts, I'll make dough either way. My kids are going to be very, very happy, very fulfilled. They can do what they want.
You sound a bit like Bonnie Blue.
In what way?
You're saying it doesn't really matter what choices I make because I'm making money and my kids will enjoy a high standard of living. So my choices are irrelevant.
What, me posting a picture with a few girls is the same as getting shagged by 1,000 guys.
It's rationalizing.
Don't compare me to Bonnie.
It's rationalizing. Are you getting triggered?
I'm not getting triggered, but I don't know why you're talking shit, mate.
Why not try and be a good person?
In what respect? What do you mean?
Just uplift people. Don't pander to their worst impulses. Actually encourage them to make the right choices.
It's a good question. If I'd just done good things, I would never have really blown up on social media in the first place, because me live streaming, chatting up birds, whatever, some of them birds don't want to be on the internet. So if I was just thinking, right, I don't want to upset anyone, I don't want to do anything that's I wouldn't have been where I'm at now. And I'm not living for other people, I'm living for myself.
With his troublingly self-centered worldview and the contradictions it entailed, HS's latest project was House of Heat, an OnlyFans content house where X-rated creators were living together and cross-promoting. He was helping publicize their accounts on his channels while taking a cut of any income.
Come on, bro. Nice to meet you, man.
At a beach club by the Marbella port, HS introduced me to one of the House of Heat models.
Louis, meet Ellie Nuts.
Hi, Ellie. She'd come up on TikTok as the sexy plasterer with nearly 200,000 followers, then leveraged it into an OnlyFans account.
Hey, everyone double tap the screen up. This is the new account. Get it moving. Everyone spam this fucking live up. But right now,
Man, it looks like he just ended up settling for just showing HS Tiki-Taki for the rest of the documentary. From the looks of it, yeah, it looks like they're just oh man, that's actually funny now that I think of it. And clearly what they were targeting was to get a interview with Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate. That was clearly the target, but they're just like, okay, we can get Myrone, we can get HS Tiki-Taki, whatever, we can get with Sneeko. So here's Sneeko's introduction. Or does he even get? Let me see if he even gets.
Anyway, on that note,
Every day starts with
Golly, all these ads. Good Lord. Yeah, but this is what happens when you're doing this off of you're bootlegging it. I refuse to pay for Netflix. I refuse. Oh, by the way, Ed Matthews was in the what's that boy's name? Yeah, Ed Matthews was in the documentary as well. This dude was just trolling the whole time.
Someone clipped that when I was chatting to Louis earlier. He really don't want to be in the live. He don't want to be on the content. But he's got no choice.
The Marbella trip felt like an education in how the hamster wheel of content creation was incentivizing.
Or is that his? Am I saying the right name? Yeah, Ed Matthews. Yeah, I'm saying the right name.
Days, clippers paid by HS and orchestrated by him in a group chat pushed out clips from the live stream.
But someone's saying that you're very good friends with Jimmy Savile. What have you got to say for yourself?
They were then shared across TikTok and Instagram. Several went viral.
What the fuck?
Egged on by the comments making fun of him and his decision to be in my film.
Hold on, let's pause this.
Like, if you want to call me,
let's pause this. This funny though. Let me put the volume down. Let me read this chat. Dre God 486 says, "Can't forget about Will Smith. He was an icon." Yeah, they'll. You know what's crazy? You know the night of that slap, it was a whole bunch of black people talking about, particularly mostly black women talking about how Will Smith was fighting for black love and all this nonsense. I was like, really? I was like, yeah. I'm like, this dude is about to lose his whole career over some bald-headed hoe, and you talking about black love. I'm just saying. I'm talking about to this day, you got black people that are on Will Smith's side and saying that Chris Rock's not funny and all this nonsense. I'm like, bro, we're done. Like I was just saying. I was like, it was so funny to me. This is crazy work. But yeah, they'll say Will Smith. Even I'm talking about even with everything that happened. Because really to them, they're not thinking about when we talk about it's very interesting. It's very interesting. When you ask them what is a good male role model for your black boys, or how about this, just boys to look up to, men to look up to, they will bring up people that make them as a woman feel good, not what's necessarily good for what a man needs. Right? So really the first thing that you're supposed to say is really it's supposed to be a dad, but that's not even their first answer. So you already know their mentality is already off on that. And if they do mention a dad, they'll still say that, oh, because the dad ran away or he can't be absent. It's always a onus on the dad. The dad, he has to be there instead of the mom needs to make sure that the dad doesn't leave, right? So it's always, or how about this? I'll mention certain men and he'd be like, no, not him. Not him. Not him. Not him. And somebody they'll say, like, you'll say, say if you're telling a black woman, if you give her an idea like, why don't you hope that your son be like this black male whatever celebrity or whatever, even though you're not supposed to use celebrities, but basically they will say no to that black male celebrity only simply because that black male celebrity is dating a white woman. Like, I'm telling you, that's all they're thinking about. If we were to pick a female role model for our daughters, we would hope that the mother of our children is her role model. But if we were to pick somebody that was famous or pick somebody with that has some clout to them, you're basically you're just hoping that you're choosing somebody for her to look up to, somebody that's not a hoe. That's literally the only criteria. She can't be a hoe, and then everything else is literally everything else is negotiable. So, okay, is she respectable, and is she not a hoe? Okay, this one could do. Okay, I'll allow her to listen to this song. I'll allow her to listen to this music. but you'll you'll be like, oh, we found out that like say like even like if you say like nowadays, if you say Michael B. Jordan, if you as a black man and you saying I want my son to be more like Michael B. Jordan, you know a lot of black women will be mad at you for saying that simply because of his dating preferences. Just because of his dating preferences. It's like this has nothing to do with this has nothing to do with anything that we're speaking on. What the hell? Okay, let's look at this real quick.
Private school. It was clear from photos shared online how devoted Elaine had always been. How HS had felt at the time was hard to know. His dad, an England international rugby player, was not in the picture.
I'm a little bit anxious to go see him. I can't lie. Like, it's a bit. I will say is it's subconscious. It's not something that I'm aware.
Okay, they went into HS Tiki Taki's background. His dad not being there. Oh, so why are they saying all of these people's dads was not there? That was one person. That was one person. It was interesting. I saw people were doing think pieces on this, and they were saying, "Oh, people's dads wasn't there," and all this nonsense. It's so interesting that it was one person. That was HS Tiki Taki, and I don't even think that guy's Manosphere. Okay, they're going into Justin Waller's background right now. Okay.
Yes, sir. We were very close to being put in a foster home. I mean, there was a lot of violence. My mom, that she would just come in sometimes and just start punching him. It was true rage. We're actually not far from where she burned those houses down.
How do you mean she burned houses down?
So we had 2 house fires when I was a kid, when I was in 8th grade.
What was her motive?
Insurance money, so we could build a new one.
So Justin Waller grew up with an abusive mother.
Yeah.
Did she admit to doing that?
No.
So she denies.
I've never heard my mother say I'm sorry in my life. I've never heard my mother say she.
That's interesting. So people were so focused on absent dads, but they didn't even want to mention that Justin Waller, like he had an abusive mom. Interesting.
His mother denies all of this. In my research.
Oh, of course she does. Of course she does.
I couldn't find any charges or claims against her.
A woman that gets away with a crime, like that's common. So it's interesting they didn't bring this up. That's very interesting. So we're good. We like I said, it's believe. Like I said, it's believe all women. It's a believe all victims until the perpetrator is a mother. So Justin Waller opens up about his mom being abusive towards him. First thing he says is, "Well, we couldn't find any record of this," and she denies these allegations. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Good thing I was about to skip over Justin Waller too. Actually, this is very interesting.
There was no question there was massive instability in the home, with Justin's dad prevented from seeing the children.
So if you're willing to bring that up, how is that far-fetched? If you're willing to bring up that part where Justin Waller's dad was alienated by the mom, how is that out of the possibility that she did more than that? That she burned a couple house downs for insurance money. If you're dealing with a woman that is willing to alienate her kids from the dad, there's really nothing else that she wouldn't do. People don't really think like this, because that's one of the worst things that you could do as a mother is to purposely alienate your kids from the dad. That's literally like one of the worst things you could do. Probably not the worst, but it's definitely up there, in my opinion. So there's nothing else that I wouldn't put past her. because you're already talking about a scammer. But it's very interesting how he kind of dismissed Justin Waller's initial claims. He made it the allegations that he had on his mom. That's very interesting, because if he said his dad did that, he would have just taken his word for it. That's very interesting.
I started to wonder whether an insecure upbringing had created a distrust of traditional family life. He told me several times about his.
So he's bitter and hurt. Like I said, if you're a man, you're not allowed you're not allowed to have an opinion if something bad happened to you when you were a kid. You're not allowed to have an opinion on family or on gender dynamics.
One-way monogamous relationship. It seemed possible it was related.
So, because Justin Waller has multiple hoes, it's because of his upbringing. It's because of his tumultuous past with his mother and not trusting family dynamics, or it's because he has options. When you have money, doesn't matter what background you come from. If you have money and you have a little bit of, I'll even say, especially nowadays, if you just have clout, but specifically if you have money, you have access to many women. The more money you have, the more access to the women that you want to have, it increases. Not just women in general. I'm talking about the women that you want to have. Your access to them, it increases exponentially. The more money that you the more money that you make. That's not something where it's like, oh, I decided to live this way because my mom was this or my dad was this. If you have money, you're gonna have hoes. Where's my Corey Holcomb clip? where my Corey Holcomb clip? I wonder if this trauma is related to the bruh. And then meanwhile, he tried to dismiss the claims that he made that the mom tried to burn down the house. She burned down a couple houses. But let's hear it from Corey Holcomb himself.
You trust me. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Oh no, this is the wrong Corey Holcomb clip. This one right here.
Exactly. I was with Floyd Mayweather. When I met him, I couldn't believe it. Floyd was like, "Hey, what's up, man? This my fiance. This my girl." They was both standing right there. That's what paper do, boy. You got that paper, people fall in line.
You know, that's just life. That's life right there. But anyways.
Hi, I'm Louis. How do you do? So good, Kristen, thanks for having us. He recently moved back to Baton Rouge with his family. Previously, he hadn't wanted us to film with his other half, Kristen. But now he changed his mind. Wow, this is amazing. She is a former X-ray technician, a mother of two, with another on the way. Living in a castle. Would you be happy to take us around a little bit?
Interesting. So he finally got that interview with Justin Waller's wife that he wanted. And he's probably gonna prod and probably ask, "Hey, are you being what prompted you to have a life with a man that has multiple women?" What prompted you to have a life with a man with a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of hoes? Like it's rocket science.
I like to tell people we have lanes. My lane is changing diapers, cooking, and cleaning, and his lane is working.
Let's go here for more citizens of the law.
Another commercial. But I like how they're trying to make it like it's a mystery. Why is this woman with this dude with a lot of money? I wonder. She gave up her job for this man with a whole bunch of money. I wonder why. Whole bunch of clout. I wonder why.
Into each other's lane. It works for us.
One of the things that came up early on in conversation with Justin was this idea of one-way monogamy.
My previous relationship that I was in before him, I was lied to a lot. And so my biggest thing with him was like, honestly, I can take the truth. I was very open to it for like him and I to do it.
So they're gonna just talk about how I guess she lets him have um other women. Now I'll say this: many women will they'll allow this stuff to happen if you got that paper. Now there's there's pros and cons to that, but that's like I said, this is not a new concept. You know, I don't see any victims here.
Kind of together.
In bedroom scenarios?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, if I take a girl on a date, one of the questions about if it doesn't happen on the first one, it will happen on the second one. So I heard you have a wife. Yeah, what about it? She's hot, and then boom, I'll show her a picture of Kristen immediately and go straight for the threesome. I don't give I'm not about to placate to some girl.
Slightly aggressive.
No, I'm just telling you
for a little bit of what about it? What
Slightly aggressive.
like, what's up?
Yeah, what about it? Do you have arranged nights where you know Justin is with someone else?
No.
Is it a don't ask, don't tell kind of thing?
Kind of.
But you don't need to know.
I don't need to
You
know.
don't want the gory
What do I
details.
What do I need to? And it's not even gory. I don't.
Sexy.
I think that.
Now I will say this: there's going to be a whole bunch of men capping. There's going to be a whole bunch of men capping in the comment section because I've talked about this for a minute. But if they had most men, if they had the option where basically if their woman didn't mind if they had another woman, most men are going to take it. Most men are going to be like, oh, okay, she don't mind. Shit, I'm gonna get another bitch. Or if they were dating, if they were married or dating a woman that didn't mind bringing another woman to the bedroom, most men are going to take that option. If offer, I'm talking about if their woman comes up to them and say, "Hey, you want to bring another woman to the bedroom?" Most men are taking it. So I don't even want to hear. It's going to be a whole bunch of people capping in the comment section. That's all I know. It's going to be a whole. Now, I think people shouldn't. I don't think the public needs to know this kind of information. That's just my opinion. But just it should already be an understanding that if you're dealing with a man with some clout or some money, he's most likely going to be exercising his options. It's just a matter of if you have a program, if it's a stable situation where is bitches signing NDAs, is bitches keeping their mouth shut. Do you have a system that works where hoes keep their mouth shut? Right. So this is where you kind of have to work it, But just to let you know, I already know it's probably gonna be people ripping on Justin Waller on that particular part. But most men, if given that option, if their woman said, I don't mind. And I'll say this, my proof is life, because I know plenty of dudes that have no money. And then their woman offered to bring another girl in the bedroom, and they all said yes. I'm talking about dudes that I know that have no money. Oh, man. Yeah, so it's going to be a whole bunch of capping. I already know. But anyways.
Most women, I could be going on a limb here, but I think most women would like the idea or like to know that their man is wanted by other women. I guess
you married, by the way?
Yeah.
Not. I didn't bring the state into it.
Why did you not get married in the eyes of the state? You think the financial side?
Yeah.
That seems more risky for you, maybe.
It does seem more risky for me, but I don't feel like I'm at risk.
But Lewis, let's say it ended right now.
But this is why that's kind of a bit of a disrespectful question, meaning like this is whatever situation I'm having with my woman, that should be between me and her and maybe her family member. But like if I was Justin at that point, I'd be like, hold on, cut this right here. It's nut checking time. All right. Like, look, let's not do this. So are both of you married? But are you married in the eyes of, is that risky for, what you trying to, what do you, what dissension are you, what evil are you trying to put with what between what we have, you know? But anyways, he said classic villain. I'll say this. You know what? I think that's the reason why, like, even when I'll make a suggestion and people will think that I'm being mean. I think it is because of my voice. It's just like just like anytime I'll try to like make a simple correction and then people be like, "Whoa, my bad." I'm like, "No, it's fine. It's I'm not trying to be aggressive at all. Trust me." The classic villain voice. Yeah. But for me, there's no way in hell because that to me, that's a bit disrespectful. I'll say this: if Rihanna had an arrangement, no, because Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, they have their own little arrangement. Now imagine he would never come up to Rihanna and be like, "So, isn't that more risky to Rocky than to you? That's an interesting arrangement you have." She would have cut that interview real quick and she'd be like, if I see this in a documentary, something gonna happen to you. Oh man. But anyways, he said, I'm drunk. All right now. Oh Lord. Here we go. Oh yeah, like again, shout out to brother Garrett Gray. He be coming in a clutch. He be coming in. Garrett Gray always coming in the clutch with something. He always come in the clutch, man. Shout out to Garrett, man. And a shout out to Copa Croach for Copa Proach for joining in. But yeah, I gotta raise. I think I need to, when I make suggestions, I gotta raise my voice to a level of, not raise my voice, but make the pitch of my voice higher. I don't know how to do that really. Like the only way the pitch of my voice gets higher is if I'm like super thirsty. Something like that. If I'm well hydrated, it's basically impossible. I just can't change the pitch of my voice. So I can't help how people take it when I make a suggestion, when I tell somebody to do this, when I tell somebody to do that. You know what I mean? He said, chill, Chris, don't judge me. It's my day off. Now that's how they be. Like I remember even I was making like a joke with somebody that I was playing music with, and I was actually giving him a suggestion. And one of the musicians like, yo, Chris, chill. I was like, no, I wasn't. I was just saying this. This was not like a personal attack. I was just saying, I was suggesting a different type of pedal this particular musician should have got. But I don't know. I think it is the pitch of my voice. I'd be forgetting. Now, like you guys are already used. You guys are already used to me, so you already know how I get down in general. But sometimes I gotta get a reminder that some people they hear it and they think they think it's like it's personal. You know what I mean? But I don't know. So I gotta sometimes I do gotta chill. Sometimes I do gotta chill and just and remember. And now also looking back, I understand why, because I remember I made the realization, because I used to back then I used to be insecure about the pitch of my voice, because people would like make fun of it, whatever, or do like fake, African accents with it and all that stuff. But I get it. The reason why I understood why at that time I didn't take this into account. This is something powerful right here that I'm about to say, right? I didn't understand it until I did a video game stream with somebody. And it finally hit me because it was another girl on the stream. She commented on my voice and she thought I was like she thought I was like 28 years old. This was I think I was 19. I was playing Fortnite. So this girl commented something on my voice. She wasn't like joking or anything. She was just like, damn, what the fuck? How old are you is? And then as soon as she said that, one of the dudes on her party started trying to say some slick shit about my voice. And I was like, oh, I get it. Because as soon as the average hoe, if the average girl hears my voice, they know automatically I am not a homosexual. It's not even a cuteness or a sexiness or whatever. It's not even that. As soon as women hear my voice, they know I am not a homosexual. If they just hear my voice, or if they do think something about me, they just know they know I am a man. As soon as I talk, they know this is a man. No matter if it comes out with an accent, no matter if it's another African brother, if he has a deep voice and he has a deep African, as soon as he talks, they're like, okay, this is a man. So that's something that I remember. I used to be so insecure about that. You know, but I still gotta relax. Wait, B. Watkins says, he said, what type of mainly guys did the chick meet? He said, Chris, your voice is a Tyrone's or a Tyson's. Yeah, it's just it is what it is. You know, as soon as girls hear my voice, they know, okay, this is a man. There's certain like traits that like if a man, like if a girl sees Jim Carr said the what's the comedian's name? Jimmy Carr? Is that his name? The comedian Jimmy Carr? I don't remember his name. But anyways, he was talking about how women, they respect competency, right? So he actually gave great advice. He said, look, if you want to, what are women attracted to? They're attracted to, yes, they got, yeah, you have the physical, right? Obviously, which is only 10% of guys that they're attracted to physically. So when it comes to most guys, what they are mainly attracted to, it's not looks, because that's only 10% of guys, it's competency. So there are certain things. So he said, this is why you'll see a woman, she'll either be attracted to a guy with a lot of money, but then at the same time, she will cheat on that guy with the pool man or the guy that's the plumber, right? It's because they're both competent at what they do, right? So there are traits that men have that women will find attractive, which is mainly competency. If you're a master of something, and then there's guys that have muscles, and that's all it takes. For me, it's my voice at sometimes, right? But when I was younger, it was mostly my muscles, right? Now, for some dudes, it's all they have to do is be a plumber, and then they get what they need. Right? Some people's gift is they're really good at, like they're really good, they're a really good speaker, right? So that's not me. Like I'm not a good speaker at all, right? But some people, they have the power. They have the gift of gab. They're very good at talking, which is my cousin, right? My cousin, Dr. Umar Johnson, right? TD Jakes. These people, they have a gift of speaking. So they're good. So if you have something which makes you stand out from the rest, that is a trigger of attraction towards a lot of women. because women are not attracted to most men off the physical. So you're gonna have to, if you're most dudes, they're gonna have to have something else. They're going to have something else. But it makes sense. It makes sense, right? Because especially, when you're talking about high school, I'll say especially college, I never had trouble in terms of, like, if I had a woman with me, she always respected me enough to where she wouldn't challenge me on certain things. I never, especially the older I got, if I tell a woman no, it's okay. Oh, he's serious. Right. That's it. So I ended up learning later on, the reason why dudes would get on me on my voice is because it's actually an attractive trigger. And it made me seem older than what I really was. See, Chris, I'm looking at these comments now. He said Chris got a Tyrone voice. Oh yeah, there was dudes, man. But that's what it took, unfortunately. I was like, oh, that's why. But yeah, basically yeah, exactly. So Chris outperforms other men on the same looks level due to voice alone. Like, there's a lot of dudes out there, they have the looks, right? And I think it's looks over I think it's looks and status, but particularly I think it's status and looks over everything, in my opinion. But there's a lot of women out here, they are around a bunch of men who I'm talking about the men that they grew up, the liberal men that they grew up with, never raised their voice at them. They've never heard a man like be like, bitch, do not interrupt me, or whatever. No, okay, let me not say, don't interrupt me, right? They've never heard a man say something like that. Don't interrupt me when I'm talking, or just, hey, I'm still talking. Hey, they've never. I talk about the little dinner that I had. What's it? The housewarming corporate thing shindig that I was a part of, and basically there were two or three other dudes in there, and then you had the host's brother, right? Now there was one taller dude who the girls kind of liked at first, but as soon as he started talking and started crossing his legs and it started talking about how he got robbed when he went on a trip in Europe, they lost attraction towards the, right? So there's a lot of things, like, even if you as a man, you come up there, say if you're just a man that's that you're good at fixing cars, you're already, women, they won't say it, but they respect you way more than the men that they already work with, because they already know the jobs that the hoes know, that the jobs that they be working at these spots is not a real job. It's like they're opening emails and sending emails vigorously, right? That's all they're doing. Organizing emails, sending emails, making phone calls. That's literally all they're doing. Pushing paper clips, organizing pencils. They're not doing nothing at these jobs. So they already know most of the men that they're going to work with are people that are not that good at they're not good at life either. So that's why they're doing the same jobs. So if they see, they already have, they're never going to admit it, right? They have way more respect for the tire mechanic that's good with his hands. Now they're not going to give him a chance, but they know the reason why women will try to look down on you off of degrees is because it's cope. They know when shit hits the fan, that guy is way ahead of most men. The guy that's good with his hands, the guy that's good with plumbing, the guy that's a mechanic, the guy that's that's the guy that's an engineer, right? These guys are people that are competent with their people that are very good with their hands, people that are competent or people that are masters at what they do, whether it's an instrument, right? Whether it's an entertainer, a singer, right? These things where your talents can be shown. So it's just, it is what it is. But anyways, voice mod. Yeah. He said, yeah, looks only scratches the surface. Because me personally, I think it's all about status. From what I've seen, it's status. I don't even think it's looks anymore. Because women women are not physically attracted to to most dudes. So I think it's status. I really think it's status. This is why you have dudes out here, they just chase views. They just chase the numbers. They don't even chase the money anymore. They just chase the numbers. They chase the attention. What's going to give me the most engagement, right? Yeah, dexterity. Thank you for I was looking for the term. I was like, I don't know what the term is. Women love dexterity. But anywho, let me chill for a sec.
Say that tomorrow, me and you.
Oh.
I would still look at it as successful. They're some of the best years of my life. I have beautiful children, beautiful memories. I'll see comments sometimes. They'll be like, yeah.
It's funny though. I can't show you the film because it's going to be a copyright, but the way that the camera is cutting back into Justin Waller's wife and basically making her look like a woman that's just obeying everything that the man is saying, and just basically trying to make her look like kind of a lost puppy that's kind of trapped in this one-sided relationship with Justin Waller. This is some evil camera work right here. But they agreed to this.
Truly have it all. Wealth it was clear if he wasn't worth 30 million, he was far from hard up.
Come on, let's go show another room.
He player hated. Hold on.
In Miami, I'd wondered how real Justin's wealth was. It was clear if he wasn't worth 30 million, he was far from hard up.
Come on, let's go show another room in the house.
Oh man, he player hating.
But for me, the real question was Kristen's true feelings about the arrangement. Kristen, you were working, weren't you?
I was. I loved my job, but I don't miss like having to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and put on scrubs and go to a hospital and clock in and like have to work for somebody else. I feel so good in my femininity because of how masculine Justin is. Like I was saying, the lanes that we're in, I just kind of feel like that's what works for us. But I also like to my core believe that like that's as human beings, like male and female.
Whether you agree or disagree with this arrangement, but I thought love is love. I thought, we're all inclusive, like Kwame Brown would say. We're all inclusive, This is the arrangement that she agrees with. This is the arrangement Justin Waller agrees with. I thought love is love. He said, is this HS Tiki Taki? Nah, this is the part where I'm on. This is Justin Waller now. This is Justin Waller now talking with, and Justin Waller and his wife talking with, what's this dude with the Jew's name? Shoot. Thoreau. Louis Thoreau. That's Louis Thoreau talking with Justin Waller now. Let me actually change the picture if I can find a better picture. Justin Waller and Louis Thoreau. See, Louis Thoreau. Justin Waller, Louis Thoreau. Here we go. See if I can find an image. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. These guys are some funny characters when I look at them. When I'm really looking at them. But like me, I'll say this. I'm not saying I trust Justin Waller either, but I would never trust a Louis Theroux. I could never. I could never. I would never allow a Louis Theroux, a Louis Theroux to enter my house. Here we go. So now, since he's talking to Justin Waller and his family, let me make sure the right picture is up there.
Just think that that's how it's supposed to be.
With their male-centered take on family life.
Nah, that's not wrong. Hey, like I said, love is love. I thought love is love. It's love is love until the man has the advantage in the situation. If the man has the advantage, it's not love. It's she's a victim. Cause told you, ASAP Rocky, Rihanna, ASAP Rocky, she has the one-sided arrangement thing going on with her, and nobody is gonna come up to her and say that she's foul. He said they're all red pill rejects to me. I'll say this: I don't know what HS Ticky. I don't consider him, or he's an influencer from what I've seen. He's an influencer first. He's chasing numbers. He's chasing views. You know, from my point of view. But anyway.
Kristen and Justin embodied a red pill dream, founded on a Darwinian view of alpha supremacy.
They're just now putting words in people's mouth now. That's crazy.
An ideology that seemed to me to be rooted in trauma was being rolled out as the basis of far-reaching social renewal.
Did an election that was supposed to revolve around women's issues actually come down to the plight of men?
This was the testosterone podcast election.
Here we go.
As Manosphere talking points
Here we go.
With the mainstream of political conversation.
I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well, and I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person. And
okay, now we're at the part of the documentary where they're trying to tie all of this Manosphere stuff to how Orange Man got elected. Here we go again. Y'all niggas, man, what is wrong with liberals? They are so obsessed with Orange Man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, mind you, I think Orange Man is suspect as well. He's suspect. Especially since the Charlie Kirk situation, he's been very suspect to me. That's just my opinion. But I don't be thinking about this nigga, man. I stopped watching a lot of these news platforms because that's all they wanted to talk about was Orange Man. Orange Man this, Orange Man that. Like what the Manosphere got Orange Man elected. No, man. Oh my goodness. Most white women, they voted for Orange Man. Why won't they ever address that? They're gonna blame Manosphere, and then they're gonna blame like a very small, tiny fraction or percentage of black men that voted for Orange Man onto why Orange Man is in the office. This is, oh my goodness. These niggas, man, that's all they want to talk about is Orange Man.
my DNA, he's a bulletproof badass.
Since entering the Manosphere, I've been trying to get access to one of the handful of men at the very forefront of this evolution.
They are trying to make you gay. They are trying to get rid of
So this is the part where he starts talking to Sneeko. I might skip this part. I ain't even gonna hold you. Because Sneeko just makes me sick. Like when I hear him talk, he's just I can't take this dude seriously at all.
One of the most popular and notorious goes by the name Sneeko.
Hey, that's me.
Real name.
About 10 years, put the on anywhere.
Been banned from all major platforms for hate speech and misinformation.
Holy shit, everyone, it's me. I'm here.
Hello.
So he went to New York City to talk to Sneeko. I'm gonna skip that. He said, "Don't get me started on Becky's and Orange Man." Good Lord.
We should get out there before it gets too dark, right?
It wasn't make.
But the flavor of his content had changed since he converted to Islam.
There's hadith in Islam where it says, in the end times, women will dress as a...
Let's go hear from more citizens of the law.
Yeah. Yeah, Sneeko's, I don't know. Sneeko, like he comes across as very disingenuous, very in your face, very like I feel like I for some reason. Oh man, this is the third time I said I feel like this month. Man, what is going on with me? But anyways, in my opinion, Sneeko comes across as a person that I would have to tell him, hey, can you take a step back, please? Thank you. I need my personal space, right? But anyway.
Let's get a big group one. We're shooting a documentary right now. Yeah, I think they don't like me.
Oh, shit. You know, about gender and shit. I feel like it's...
But no one said he did anything wrong.
No, people online.
What do they say? What's the perception online?
Some people think he's a bit controversial about something.
It's usually like about gender and shit. I feel like it's contravention.
And the Jews.
The Jews. I love Jews.
No. Some people are saying he hates them.
Nah, that's not true.
Where have you seen his content?
TikTok, YouTube,
everywhere.
Instagram.
He's banned from all
On
of
every
those.
single one of those websites, I'm banned. Yeah.
But like he's still on all of them.
No, there's no clips of like this.
Hey, be safe out here. Don't get hit by a car. Appreciate you guys, man. Stay up. Stay up.
Hold on. He said, didn't Sneeko get cucked and say that we all should too? Yeah, that's why I don't fuck with Sneeko. But anyways, let me fast forward towards the end of the documentary if I can.
Thank you.
Like the anti-war
Than his team.
Yeah. So what? See, these are the conversations. Jews.
Okay, so it's coming to the part of the conversation where they were talking about the small hats. I'm gonna fast forward that because they're gonna say I'm doing hate speech for saying the obvious. But anyways. But anyways. Yeah, this was very lazily done. This was very lazily done. If you guys want to watch the documentary, if you want to watch it for shit and giggles, I guess, but I would recommend to just bootleg it like I did. It's not worth like giving Netflix your money. It ain't worth it. But anyways, let me see. It's 6:45. Well, 6:43. It's 6:43. I might have to peace out. But yeah, man. He said, nah, that was a clavicular. Man, this documentary was this was lazy work. Very lazy work. Very lazy work.
Think about what you're a puppet. In my opinion,
A puppet the same way you are for Savile. Puppet, mate. I'm real.
dream had gone.
You can't say what you want.
So it looks like HS Tiki Taki came back and decided to troll Louis Thorough back. Yeah, he basically tried to, try to connect it with their childhood and all this stuff. And then and for the people, look, man, even the people basically as
Granger knows that if you're
I'm looking at this as well, it's clear people. I don't even think the people that are doing the reviews on the Inside the Manosphere, they didn't watch it as well. They did not watch it as well. He said it's past your bedtime. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'm gonna do some pickup. The Peter Thiel playbook. Well, if you guys want to watch it, I wouldn't. You just watch. You can watch it for shits and giggles.
Power off.
I'm gonna turn off my Bluetooth speaker. You can watch it for shits and giggles. That's all it is. Even the people that you see on YouTube that are reviewing it, they didn't even watch it as well. And it's interesting the part where Justin Waller was talking about his mom, his abusive mom. They just didn't even talk. I heard nobody on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, nobody wanted to touch that. That was very interesting. Oh, it's interesting. These people that have no dads in their life. It was only HS Tiki Taki with the estranged father. Everybody else, they had dads. Oh my goodness, man. This is so, oh my goodness. But to be fair, they brought this upon themselves, chasing clout. I would never let a Louis Theroux type interview me. And for the people that get offended by that, it is what it is. I'm not letting somebody, like, if I see somebody that look like that, no, absolutely not. Because I already know. At first, I'm gonna ask, what do you want? That's number one. Number two, to the people that are fans of these people, right? You can't be shocked that this was a hit piece. You can't be shocked that people are just going to use this to slander the Manosphere. You can't be shocked. You guys have been chosen. I said this in 2022. The Red Pillars and the Manosphere, they're going to be chosen as the guys to blame everything on. So if you have a sister and something goes wrong in her life, she's going to blame it on the Manosphere. She has a breakup, she's going to blame it on the Manosphere, and you're seeing it out in full color. They're going to blame everything on the Manosphere, and then at the same time make videos talk about, is the red pill dead? While still simultaneously blaming everything on the red pill. It's this is how you know where you're like, you're not going to be put in a position to win. You say that the red pill is dying, but you're still blaming everything on the red pill. How does that work? That's what happens when certain people, certain organizations are chosen to take the fall of society. They're going to blame like marriages going down because of the red pill. Orange Man won the election because of the red pill. This is something I already predicted. So you can't be shocked when people are going to do documentaries on you. Take the loudest people of the so-called Manosphere, claim that they're exploiting young men while at the same time exploiting the normies of their norminess. You can't be shocked. You can't be shocked at this. Panda Man says Black Pillars laugh when Clavicular got mogged by the guy at the frat house. I don't know what to think of Clavicular, because he's a plant. He's obviously a plant, but I think what he's doing is really backfiring. Meaning, I think the powers that be wanted to put him out there, but I think he's doing a little. Like, I don't think people are really supposed to be seeing what he's doing. Meaning, you see how like he'll just be up in the clubs and then he's taking pictures and having bitches with boyfriends sit on his lap. He's really exposing everything that we're saying is right. Meaning, you know how we'll say that a lot of the time when you're going to these clubs and you're going you're going to these places where hoes are doing the most. Most of these hoes, they have boyfriends at home. We've been talking about this for a minute. Damn near all of them. They all got a boyfriend at home. And then simultaneously, once they're convincing their boyfriend to go out, we just need there's nothing happens at a night, a girls' night. I just want to hang. I just want to dance. Let's dance. Bitch, stop. They in there trying to get attention from men that is not their man. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And at the end of the day, Clavicular could talk about looks, and he's not wrong per se, but the attention that he's getting, it's the status, it's the clout, is because he has the status and the fame. That's what's driving his traffic. It's the clout, it's the status, it's the fame. There's plenty of boys I know that literally look exactly like Clavicular, and they're struggling out here. It's the reason why he's getting better with girls right now. It's the status, it's the fame. That's it. It's plenty of dudes I know that look exactly like Clavicular. Where I grew up, plenty of these MFers. Hell, I'm basically mentoring some of these MFers on the music side on things. Like, come on. They look exactly like this dude. He said he tried to seem cool by smoking a cigarette, but he couldn't have it. Right now, the fame, it's the fame. It's the fame. He doesn't maybe he's probably going to start coming to that realization. A lot of the attention he's getting, it's not the looks. It's not him using his jaw, whatever, hammering his jaw and doing all this stuff. It helps, but it's the status. It's the fame. That's all it is. It's the fame, the status. Oh man, exactly. He said, I lived in Wisconsin for 10 years ago. He's a regular ass white boy. I will say yes, literally, like where I live or what I've seen. Let me take a city or a town, for example. Let me use a town. Oh, how about this? Look, I just recently did a show in Connecticut. Whole bunch of claviculars out here, boy. Mind you, a lot of these dudes, they were sneaking into the bar. There was a lot of people that snuck into the bar. The show that I recently did, it was a whole bunch of, I'm talking about boys and girls. They snuck into that bar, getting drinks. And the security guard, they were just looking the other way, basically. From what I saw, they were just looking the other way. They didn't care. Whole bunch of them boys. Not even, I'm not talking about brown hair, blonde hair. That's exactly. He said clavicular is how I remember most tall dudes looking like as a kid. I know a lot of those dudes, man. So this whole thing about looks maxing and all this stuff, this is giving Black Pill a win. It's the fame, man. It's the fame. That's all. It's the fame. And he's already what's his 6'1" or 6'2", whatever he claims he said he was. So it's that, and then the fame. That's all. And you got cameras. Like, dude, if I showed up to a place and I had my own bodyguards and I had somebody following me with a camera, it's gonna be a whole bunch of hoes trying to act like they want to be with me. That's all I got. All I got to do. Somebody's got to. I just gave you guys a channel idea. You guys could literally just start a channel and just be like, and fake your clout and just be like, walk around with 2 or 3, 4 big ass dudes. There's some country ass MFers that are like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", that I could ask. I'd be like, hey, can you do this experiment with me? I want to see if this works. And they would be down. I'm like, here, just wear these glasses, wear all black. I know some 6'7", 6'8" country looking ninjas. Oh, I'm talking about white dudes and black dudes. That would help me with this. just show up with them, have him wear all black, have him wear glasses, and then have some people with some cameras entering a store. It's gonna be a whole bunch of hoes acting like they know you. That's all you need. Oh man. He said, to be fair, sexual market value inflation with women is real. Yeah, this is facts. This is facts. Yeah. I've seen, dude, especially in these so-called small towns and all these hoes be in there sneaking in bars, getting drunk. Boys too. I've taken the train to New York City. It's a whole bunch of these clavicular types. Meaning, I'm talking about looks. I'm talking about in his current form. Whole bunch of those guys I already know. I'm talking about I know. Like, oh man. B. Watkins says we go back to the Alicia Liu stuff in the 2000s. She was the chick Plain John got with at the end of the movie after rejecting Stacy. Now chicks like Alicia Liu got 6'5" Chads who look like Bjorn Anderson fighting other Chads for things are messed up. Yeah, the Alicia Liu types, they got Chads. Yep, like I'm talking about Chads fighting other Chads for an Alicia Liu. Yeah, this is unfortunately this is our predicament. Cope approach. Shout out to Stefan in the chat. Yeah, talking about hammers and what I had to do to my jaw. He said clavicular ain't gonna be ish when he hit 25. Look, I'll say this. I don't want to say he won't be ish. You know, good luck to him. But he comes across as a plant to me. So I don't really have any emotions towards him. But his content is kind of interesting. I don't think people were supposed to. I think people were just supposed to just men take my word for it about what hoes are doing at the club. Because the stuff that clavicular is exposing with the club, I've been talking about that for years. Plenty of dudes here been talking about like all those girls you see in the club, they have boyfriends. They got somebody. It'll be the one that is doing the most in the club. Got a boyfriend at home, 2 baby daddies stalking her and all this nonsense. doing the most, twerking, doing all that, man. Especially like the bar is so low because most of these ladies out there are not in shape. So if you're like a lady and you're in shape, you already put yourself in like the top 20 percentile. You know, when it comes to women, that's how low the bar is when it comes to women. Like all you got to do is just be in relative shape. The bar is in hell. The bar is literally in hell. Oh man. But anyway, I'm so sad. So before I check out, there's a clip that I wanted to download. You see Zoe Show, Tariq Nasheed. Let me see if I can find that classic episode. That classic YouTubian episode with Zoe Williams and Corey Holcomb. See if I can find that episode. It's an old classic clip where they talk about diamonds. Yeah, when he was talking about diamonds is a girl's best friend. Right here. This one right here.
Mark Golson, go.
This right here. This clip I'm clipping for the show. So This, I want you guys to always keep this in mind. When we even talk about race, we talk about all of that. That don't mean nothing. This is the truth right here.
Hi, all I wanted to say is, I'm not trying to take up. They don't know.
They don't know any better. Excuse of the law.
That's
Again.
On that mother.
Yeah. Okay.
And people keep talking context when we look at all of it. The lousy bitches get on their feet and the same little meager resources, and that causes a lot of crime and violence. So we have to put everything in context when we look at all of these things.
So how can we get black men and women
lousy
to bridge the
bitches?
gap?
You're not helping anything.
Yes,
You're
you are.
just adding
You are
to
identifying.
the
You are identifying certain women who hate to be called on who they are. They will make it seem like you the devil because you told them they're a lousy bitch, and you could be dead right about what you
They got lousy
said.
bitch.
That's the contradiction.
They got the lousy bitch checklist, and all of it's marked.
But I want to say the lousy bitches. I want to help the lousy bitches get on their feet and become better people, because you don't have to be a whore no more. You can wake up tomorrow and say, I'm going to stop fucking all these people that don't mean no good by me, so I don't fit the description of what Corey is talking about. I don't have to be.
So I will be, just to let you guys know, I will be clipping this interview. I will be clipping this interview so soon. There's so much sound bites that you can get from this. So yeah, some new Corey Holcomb clips coming up later. Let these hoes live. So chill, let these hoes live. But this is, and mind you, this was what, 11 years ago. This was 11 years ago, 2014. This was dropped, 2014. And look at where we are now. look at where we are. This was 2014. Corey Holcomb said this stuff, man. I'm telling you. Now, I saw the interview in 2017. I saw this interview in 2017, but this dropped in 2014 or 2013. And just look at where we at now. Everything that Corey Holcomb just done. By the way, my next episode, I will be talking about how they finally have like an official, they finally have the official definition of misogyny. It's hilarious. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I got to take a nap. Let me take a little 30-minute power nap, and then I will be on my way. What should I end off with? Let me see if I can. I don't know if I have something. Oh, I got something. I got something. I haven't used this clip in a while. Man. Shout out to you guys. I got to take this nap or I'm going to be out of sorts, man. Take it easy, guys. Take care. Thank you, Drago, for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Pyro. Thank you, everybody else. And peace out.
Stop.
That's it.
Stop falling in love with criminals.
That's it.